What's going on, YouTube? It's your internet dad, Saint Riot, and I know that I'm supposed to give wise, sage, old man advice, and I like to do that, and some wise, sage, old internet advice that I can give you is that if you read something online and it makes you mad to think that a person could, actually think or have an opinion as bad as what you've just read, just pretend. And it doesn't even have to be pretending. That's the best part. But I'm gonna say pretend that it's not real. And what I mean is, don't pretend like you didn't read it. Just pretend like the person is not being serious. A lot of the time, they're not, and you think they are. And they're just goofing online, but a lot of people will not understand that, and they'll read something outlandishly stupid that is obviously like a joke, and then they'll get mad about it. So I've invaded Gus and Griffin here. This has nothing to do with what I'm about to talk about. I don't want anybody to think that this is the reason for what I'm about to talk about. The point I'm making is that what I'm about to tell you is not real, but I know it's still, people will hear me say that, watch this video, and still get mad. And that's okay. That's almost as funny. That's more funny. That's more funny than the actual joke itself. Anyway, Gus and Griffin here. Griffin is a little over-leveled, but that's okay. It's fine. It is what it is with Gus and Griffin. But this was just a perfect invasion for me to talk about today's thing and today's topic. Today's topic is, I am going to become the world's most annoying Dark Souls fan, From Software fan. I'm going to stop pretending. I'm going to start pretending, rather, that I am going to be a Berserk denier. And you know how people online are always like, oh, Dark Souls is inspired by Berserk, and stuff like that. I deny that. I reject it. I think that Dark Souls is actually referencing the third Evil Dead movie, Army of Darkness, by Sam Raimi. What has brought this on, Saint? I'll tell you. It's a horror story. I was on Twitter, so that's how you know it's a horror story. I was on Twitter, and they have it set up now where you don't just see the tweets of the people you want to see. You see just random people in a thing called For You page. It's kind of like TikTok, except TikTok's For You page is typically good and funny, and Twitter's is just awful. Anyway, the point is, I saw a retweet. Someone had said that a particular editing choice in a Marvel movie was not good. And it was a movie directed by Sam Raimi, the guy who directed the Evil Dead films. And he has a very specific style when it comes to his horror elements. If you've ever seen Spider-Man 2, when Dr. Octopus is in the surgical room, and his tentacle things are coming to life, his robotic octopus arms are coming to life, and they're chasing down the surgical staff in the operating room. The camera angles of the tentacles, following, the camera's on the tentacle and it's chasing people. That's straight out of the Evil Dead movies. And that's one of those things that's it's so Sam Raimi, And he doesn't do it a lot in Spider-Man movies, the Spider-Man films. He doesn't do it a lot. He's pretty chill with it. But in a moment where it made sense to go horror, he went horror. Anyway, I see a tweet, and it's a cut, and the person is like, oh, this cut is not it. And it was from, I think, the Doctor... I don't know anything about the modern Marvel movie era. I love comic books. I am a huge comic book nerd. But I cannot stand the people who watch the Marvel movies and talk about them on the internet. And they try and defend these movies like they should be upheld as some sort of like bastion of cinema or whatever. It's just so stupid. Can't stand it. Anyway, there was a very obvious Sam Raimi cut in, I think, a Doctor Strange movie. It looked like this person was sort of like transforming or being engulfed in some like cosmic horror. And the camera does this, the Sam Raimi hard, fast, zoom in, chop cut directly on the eyeball of the actor. And this person was like, this cut is not it. Alright, well, someone retweeted that, and they were like, I hope they take Sam Raimi away from all these cape comic books, because this audience doesn't deserve him. And that person's comments were full of anime profile pictures, all talking about how the original poster was right, and that cut is not good. Now, again, I've never seen the Doctor Strange movies. I'm not even sure that that's what it's from, if I'm being honest with you. But to me, it was just so, like, oh wow, that hard zoom and that jump cut directly to the eye, and then a hard cut even closer up on the eye. That was like, that was informing my my opinion of what I'm seeing. Like, it's beyond comprehension. I can no longer comprehend it in a way that is, what I'm used to. It's jarring. You know what I mean? Now, is that Sam Raimi's intention? I don't know. I don't know if it was his intention or not. But just the fact that he made stylistic choices in the directing and the editor made stylistic choices in the editing. The fact that someone tried to do something like that in one of these sterile environment-ass Marvel movies, and people were complaining about it, and they all had anime profile pictures, that was it. I encourage you to join me in... I encourage you to join me. Anytime you see someone online say, actually, Dark Souls takes a lot from Berserk, you should say, no, actually, it doesn't. It takes it all from Sam Raimi's Evil Dead. Because that's where all the ideas for Berserk came from. So, when someone's like, the Hunter rune is actually the Gust rune, you say, no, that's actually a symbol in Sam Raimi's Evil Dead film. It's in the Necronomicon. It doesn't matter if you can just lie. You might forget this. You can just do stuff. You can just do whatever. As long as you're not hurting anybody. You can just do whatever. And so I encourage you to join me. I haven't seen Evil Dead or Army of Darkness in like 15 years. But I'm going to probably watch them tonight. Seems like they're great movies. They're a ton of fun. Great fun to watch with your friends. Or a significant other or whatever. They're just silly. The first Evil Dead film is like a pretty straight up horror film that has some like campy, quiche sort of moments in it. And then the second Evil Dead is basically a remake of the first, but they really lean in to the silliness of the movie. And then the third one is also more on the silly side, less on the horror side. Kind of an action-adventure, medieval wizards and knights type of skeleton army type thing. They're great movies, and so I'm gonna rewatch them, and I'm just gonna become that guy. I'm gonna become the guy who denies Berserk's influence on Dark Souls. And some of you are probably remembering my war on anime back in Dark Souls 3. Here we are. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Like Evil Dead 1 and 2. I'm right back, baby. All because some anime profile pictures on Twitter made me mad. But Saint, what if they were just saying that? What if they were just saying, then here we are. In an age where truth has no meaning. I hope you've enjoyed these invasions. They've been really great, and I just didn't have anything else to talk about, so I just made up something. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed me making stuff up. Evil Dead Forever. Later, y'all.